Yo, what's going on? What's happening? I know this story is like kind of old, but I wanted to tackle it, man. So for those that don't know, there's this sculpture of a black woman. It's 12 feet tall, in the middle of Times Square, and it's this. The person that actually did it is a British sculptor by the name of Thomas J. Prince. And, I did a little research, and looked at his, previous works. And I can tell you, I'm not really wild over his work, especially when it comes to, the sculptures that he's done on black people, period, overall. It seems as though that he's captured, the most downtrodden, angry look that he can capture coming from black people. And black people, we're not like that. Some of us can be, stressed out, and some of us can look at the world as if we're being defeated. We don't have the opportunities like other people. Some of us work extra hard. Some of us are overweight, some of us are not. You know what I'm saying? We are very diverse people. Whether you're talking about mentally, spiritually, or physically. You see what I'm saying? But it seems as though that sculpture that's in Times Square is a picture, is a sculpture of a black woman that's like the typical big mama, or the baby mama. It's all the negative, all of the ills of what a black woman is. You know what I'm saying? In other words, that sculpture that he did doesn't properly represent black women, especially if you're talking about New York women. This is something that I can talk about, because the women that I dated in the past, and I've dated quite a few New York women, New Yorkers, New York women, they've always been fly. I have 2 stepsisters. They've always been fly. I got a Jamaican stepmom. She's always been fly. My mother was born and raised in New York. She's always been fly. There's not one person. My great-grandmother, when she was alive, she was walking around New York City with mink coats on, no lie. All of the women that I know, that I've came across, while living in New York, or just, being down south and seeing New York women going down south, coming down south or whatever, they've always been fly. So I'm just trying to understand, why would you sculpture a black woman that's not the typical? If you're trying to grasp, what a black woman looks like in a big city called Rotten Apple, or also known as New York City, that's not the typical look for the average black woman that's a New Yorker. Straight up. And just like an array of colors, that's how black women are in New York. Harlem women are different from Brooklyn women. Brooklyn women are different from Queens women. Style, fashion, all of that. Everybody got their own thing going on. So I'm just trying to understand, why would you, Thomas J. Prince, that's the person that sculptured that BS, why would you put that out? That looks like a fat, sloppy black women with like a jerry curl or like a straight curl or something like that, and she's stressed, she got her hands on her hips, looks like she's tired. She has a facial features as if she's upset about something. That doesn't properly represent black women, let alone New York women. I know this to be a fact. That sculpture that you did doesn't properly represent my Jamaican stepmom, my two stepsisters, the females that I've dated, my mother, my great-grandmother. None of the women that I know look like that. That's real shit. So what were you trying to do here? Like I'm not saying I could understand, but I kind of get it if it was like a 5'6" or 7. You made that shit 12 foot tall. Real shit. And it looks like you a black man. I don't know if you're fully black. You may be mixed or whatever have you. What is the agenda here? Where we going with this? Because everyone wants to look like and be like every female, or shit, you got some males too, that want to act like and be like black women, especially New York women. So why would you portray a New York woman like that? And if you're not, and you're saying, okay, well, this sculpture represents hardworking women, women that are struggling, that have kids, and this and that, so forth, in America. Well, I can tell you that you're wrong about that. Because that's not how the average baby mama or a woman that's a single parent looks. My mother was a single parent. She ain't never stepped out the motherfucking house looking like that, ever. I ain't never seen my mom's wear a fucking pair of sneakers except for one time when I was on punishment. My mom's had me go and paint the Boys and Girls Club, the gymnasium and shit. And she had to wear some sneakers because she helped me. That's the only time I seen my mom's wear sneakers. Other than that, it's either heels or flats. My mom's would come to any fucking cookout, decked out. And people would look at her like, why did you overdress her for this? And she's like, nah, that's just, not seriously, I know her. This is how she gets down. My stepmom, she got fucking closets. She got a 3-bedroom house and a downstairs basement that got a closet. And every fucking bedroom that got a closet, she got fucking closet full of clothes. Black women don't step out like that, especially no New York woman. I know that to be a fact. That's real shit. I've dated quite a few New York women. And I ain't even hardly seen that shit in the projects. Even the chicks in the projects get fly. I'm not saying that sculpture that man did that's in Times Square is not a reality. It's not what I'm saying. There are some women that look like that, but it's few. And why would you want to represent, why would you want to show the few that's going through shit? Why would you want to put that in front of the world to see? That's in Times Square. Times Square, where everyone comes from all around the world. And when they come to America, in specific New York, they visit Times Square. That's real shit. And the point that I'm making is I'm not really upset. I'm not. Straight up. Even though it may seem as though I'm upset, I'm really not upset. What this tells me, it gives me affirmation. It lets me know that we as black people need to get our shit together. We need to, this is my word. We need to own our image and likeness. We need to own everything, our dance moves, our lingo, you know what I'm saying, slang, everything that we create. We need to own everything. So just in case a British sculptor comes in and wants to sculpture a fucking image of a black woman that we don't agree with, we could take his ass to court. We need to own blackness. It's the point that I'm making to you. Other than that, if we don't, then guess what? They're going to forever do what they do. And like I said, I think he's black. And you know how the saying goes, every brother ain't a brother, ain't a sister, every sister ain't a sister. But yeah, man, I mean, yo, I don't approve of that shit. I don't approve of that shit. Shit, you know how many fucking fine ass women I've seen in New York? It's like they grow on trees, like literally they grow on trees or some shit. Like so many flavors, man. Bronx got their, she got the Bronx and you know what I'm saying, the females in the Bronx got their own style, fashion, and attitude. Brooklyn, Harlem, Staten Island, Long Island. This shit's crazy. That shit is crazy to me, man. It really is. But this is what we have to deal with when we don't have any control over our image and likeness. People just take our shit and do what the fuck they want to do. That's real shit. You know how many beautiful black women there are around the world? Not just in New York. And you just had to take, I'm just being real with you. I'm not trying to be funny, and hopefully the sculpture that he did in Times Square is not of a real person. But if it is, I apologize. But that shit don't represent women, black women. That's an ugly representation of a black woman. I'm just gonna be real with you. That's some sloppy shit. It looked like she just got finished eating chicken and shit. Chicken, chitlins. And then after that, after she ate the chicken and chitlins, she gonna have her box of cornstarch. That's my word. She gonna wash that down with some jungle juice. And then after that, she gonna get back at the table and eat some fucking sunflower seeds. That motherfucking ugly ass sculpture looks like, that female looks like the type of motherfucker that spits sunflower seeds right on her fucking floor and shit. Talking about some, I clean it up later. That broad looks like she don't take care of her fucking kids. And if she do, she serves a motherfucking damn hot motherfucker, what's some shits called? I forgot. In the hoods, man. You know what them shits called? Hot things. They like sausages and shit. Serve her children some fucking for breakfast, goddamn, some hot links. I think that's what they call them. And they like red. You know what I'm saying? Only people in the hood like really eat that shit. Some hot links and some motherfucking oodles and noodles for breakfast with some eggs on the side. And then for lunch, you get a motherfucking sandwich, a bologna sandwich with cheese and shit on it. And some motherfucking UTZ potato chips and shit. But nowadays, some Takis. And then for dinner, you get a fucking damn some chicken nuggets and some shit that could be thrown in the motherfucking oven along with some fries. Cause that bitch don't want to cook. She too busy watching motherfucking Love and Hip Hop. Nah, I gotta watch my Love and Hip Hop. That's the type of bitch that sculpture looks like or personifies. That's real talk. Some fly ass woman in New York. You out of your mind. Fucking crazy. Straight up. You out of your mind. I'll take any female from out of state of New York. And anyone that think, oh, she a 10. You know, she think of herself as being a 10, a dime. All right, cool. I'm going to bring you up to New York, see if you could rock and roll with them sisters up there. Real shit. Because them sisters up there, as soon as they step out, their tenant building or their brownstone or house, they dress for success. And that may be a light day for this broad. Real shit. The shit that typical black woman wears on a daily basis outside of New York, excuse me, the things that a typical black woman, oh no, I ain't gonna say it like that. The clothes that a typical woman wears, right? To an event, a big event like a wedding, a club or something like that. Man, that's the average New Yorker's, the woman. That's her daily outfits. What you wearing to the club, what you wearing to the wedding, she wear that shit outside. That's some normal shit. That's some shit for her to just walk to the bodega and get a chopped cheese sandwich. What you think is your Sunday's best is this woman that's from New York. It's a regular Monday for her. It's a regular Monday outfit to her. The fuck out of here, man. Black women are trendsetters. Straight up, every woman wants to be like a black woman. Everyone. These motherfucking melanin recessive women always want to touch a black woman's hair. Well, can I touch your hair? Oh, where did you get that from? You so pretty, and this and that, so forth, but you got that jealousy and envy in the back of your head. She didn't say it to you. She never told you that. But in your mind, you're saying she thinks that she's better than me. Well, the reason why you're thinking that is because you think that. And it's not a thought. It's not your thinking. You know it. Straight up. You got some men, you know, the him downstairs man, you know, the elemental P community men that even want to be like black women. That's crazy. Fuck out of here, man. Straight up. I'm not trying to hear none of that. None of it. That sloppy ass shit you got up there in Times Square, somebody should have been knocked that shit the fuck down. And I'm pretty sure it ain't gonna last. It ain't gonna stay up there forever. You know, I'm pretty sure that right now they might be taking it down as we speak if they haven't. Cause there ain't nobody trying to. I don't think no black women trying to agree with that shit. I don't think no black women in agreement to that shit. That's not a portrayal, a good portrayal of a black woman. It's not. Real shit. I just seen my sister's daughter. She had I guess you could say my niece. She had she was prom queen. And, you know, she went to the prom and all that stuff. And, you know, before they go to the prom, they take pictures and all of that stuff. And my niece walked past my mother, you know, in the video. Because they was, you know, recording it. And I took a look at my mom's. And I'm like, yo, you got to be kidding me. Who would have ever known that she was like in her 70s and never skipping a goddamn fucking beat? Ain't skipped a beat yet. I ain't never, this is my word, I've never seen my moms skip a beat. Ever. Where is the representation? That's what I want to know. Where's the representation for the fly women on this planet that's black? I ain't never seen my mom with her head down. I ain't never seen my mom's with her hips on her her arms on her hands on her hips with an attitude and shit, looking like that motherfucking Eddie Murphy from Norbit. That damn what was the name of that fucking nigga that he was cosplaying? I forgot what it was. You know, the fat broad. Fuck out of here, man. Shit, if you would have threw some heels on the broad, like it ain't a thing of, okay, she could have been like kind of thick. It's no problem. If you would have threw some heels on the broad, if you would have had her hair done up in a bun or some shit, you know, like I don't know, a suit jacket and a nice blouse and a skirt or something. Man, the only thing that was missing from that sculpture was a cigarette in that broad's hand. That's real shit. And it would have been perfect. Hey, black people, we need to get it together. Because if we don't get it together, people are going to make a mockery over us and make money at the same time. Straight up. Well, shit. So own your image and likeness. Own it. And please don't tell me that, oh, I can't own this and that. Bullshit. You know how many things that people have owned? People own people. You know how many things that people are names and dance moves. I mean, you name it. That people have copywritten, patent. You won't know it until you try. Straight up. All these young people doing these little TikTok dances and shit in Times Square. You got everybody looking at you, and all they doing is looking at you and going back home and trying to do the same thing that you did. Taking your moves and monetizing your moves. Straight up. I see some of you all, and y'all are foolish. Y'all are young. And I know if I was at Times Square telling y'all what I'm about to tell you all, you probably wouldn't listen to me. You probably be like, man, you ain't nothing but a hater, and all you want to do is separate and divide, and that's racist and this and that and so forth. But stop getting these Asians and all the rest of these people that's not part of your fucking race. Stop putting them on. Stop putting them on. Blacks need to keep things to themselves. Straight up. It's not even sometimes, all the time. We need to keep shit to ourselves. No one else shares their culture except for us. Not only do we share our culture, but we teach people our culture. And these same people that we teach, they go out and make more money off of our culture than we do. Sooner than later, seriously, when our generation dies, it's going to be no holds barred. Straight up. Because no one's going to be there to correct what people are going to say in the near future. So when we pass on to Generation X, the generation that's living, they going to be the Chinese, the Asian people going to be like, yeah, we created breakdancing. And there's no one that's going to be there to refute what they're saying. And the only reason why you see Asians breakdancing, because we taught them, whether it was directly or indirectly. Indirectly meaning that they looked at our shit and they kept on, they might have had a tape, they might have had a tape of it and shit, kept on rewinding it, push and play. Rewinding it, push and play. Just keep on looping and looping and looping and learning different backspins and all the rest of that shit, dance moves. Once Generation X is gone, then the melanin recessive beings can say, we created hip hop. And we have us to blame. Ourselves. Straight up. Stop being nice. Be mean just like everyone else. You want my culture? You want my image and likeness? Pay me. Y'all always talk about the bag. I gotta get the bag. I'm a boss. How the fuck are you unprofessional when it comes to you owning your image and likeness? How the fuck are you unprofessional when it comes to somebody using your culture and making money off of it when you're not? Let this be a lesson well learned. You know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, that same sculptor, is gonna have a male version of the female. The male version gonna have his pants sagging, a gun in his. Come on, man! All the stereotypes and shit. We let him get away with that shit, man. It's crazy. Other than that, I'm out, man.